Councilman Appel, if you're talking, we can't hear you. It looks like you're talking and your mic's off, or your mic is unmuted, but we didn't hear anything on this side, I don't think.
Could you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I got you.
Okay.
No, we can't hear you yet, Miss Council Member.
Well, you can't hear me?
No,
I can hear you.
Appel. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
We can see him. We just can't hear him.
Okay. Just let me know when we get started.
All right, we are live whenever we are ready, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you much. The time is now 3:02. The date, excuse me. The date is July 17th. I'd like to call the Community Development Committee to order. And as customary, let's bow our head to silence or meditation. Amen. Thank you. Next, we go to the public participation. I don't think we have anyone signed up to speak. And that's true?
That is correct. Yep.
Okay.
We don't have anybody signed up.
Okay, thank you. So we move on down to number B, which is the approval of June 18th, 2025 minutes. May I have a
Move for
motion?
approval. Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it was moving second. All fit by vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers? Ayes have it. We have no old business, so we come on down to new business. We have approval of the request for subordination and modification of loan agreement, Charleston Redevelopment Corporation. Who's going to be doing that?
Yes, sir.
We have Jonathan Oakman in the chambers.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having us. I'm Jonathan Oakman, chairman of the Charleston Redevelopment Corporation. Mr. Chairman, there's been some discussion of this topic offline, and we've been requested and suggested, and we are suggesting to defer this item to the next meeting. So I would request deferral if that's a motion to be made.
Yeah, I'll make that deferral. Again, good conversations had on this, just a little bit more detail before we vote on it. And so I'll make the motion to defer till next month.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
All right. So it was item number 1 was deferred. Being deferred, the motion was made. All in favor by vote by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposers?
Aye.
So what you defer? You want this to be coming to the next meeting, Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
So this will become to the next meeting, if we have to call for another emergency meeting or not. Okay, we'll move on down.
No, I think it could be on the next regularly scheduled.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All righty, so we'll move on down to item number 2, city-owned properties. This was requested by Councilmember Waring and Councilman Pell. The only thing I would like to say, but pertaining to this item, would anytime this happened, would someone call and let me know prior to this, so I would be aware of it. But I just heard about it on yesterday when they had the amendment. So just let me be assured of that, so I can really be aware of what's going to happen if you're adding something to the agenda. Thank you. Who's going to be displaying this item number 2?
Councilman Appel, or is Councilman Waring on?
We have Appel joining now. Hold on one second. Let's see if his audio is fixed.
So that's why I was mentioning that next time when I add something to the agenda, and the agenda is already made, please make me aware of it so I can be aware of what's going to happen. I'll be added to the agenda and not knowing, just finding out all of a sudden that something's going to be added to the agenda.
Sure.
Thank you much.
Understood.
Yeah. You should approve it, actually.
Right, that's what I was saying. So thank you.
You're all able to hear me now?
Oh, yes.
We
coming
got
in?
you.
All
Yep, we
right,
can hear you
great.
now.
Yeah, appreciate it. Sorry about that. I've been having some major technical issues over at the office, but I'm over on the iPad now, so we should be okay. Mr. Chairman, sorry about any miscommunication. I thought that Councilmember Waring had spoken with you and Councilmember Gregory about this. But the good news is, I think this is something that is going to be warmly received by the Community Development Committee because it's an idea that's aimed at advancing our housing affordability goals, specifically responding to the Bloomberg report that we've heard about extensively at this committee, as well as the city's specific goal of getting 3,500 affordable housing units on the market in the near term, which is an ambitious goal, but it's an achievable one. And as we've talked about, it's going to come from a multitude of different angles. It's not a one size fits all approach to get to a number like that. So this is something that Councilmember Waring brought to my attention, and we've been discussing along with city staff now for a while, that we wanted to bring forward to committee. And what it involves is taking a look at this property the city owns around the peninsula and elsewhere around the city to see which of the city's current holdings could be potential candidates for affordable housing. We've seen that sometimes it could be not as easy when some other entity owns property that we want to turn into affordable housing around here. But when we own it, that's one less hurdle to overcome. And so as part of that discussion, we've identified a number of properties around the city that could be good candidates for affordability. But one of the things that we thought would be a good idea to help advance that effort is to essentially prime the pump by identifying those properties and giving these properties the necessary zoning and height necessary to make affordability work, so that if and when a public-private partnership emerges, an opportunity emerges, perhaps with another government, we're not having to start from scratch on all of the different things that go into the zoning process, planning commission, city council approval, things of that nature. So really that's all this is just identifying properties the city owns, looking at the current zoning, looking at the current height district, and directing staff through planning commission and ultimately us at city council to put the proper zoning in place so that these properties are ready, set, go when it comes time for an affordability project to come along. And as we all know, with affordability, you've got to have the right entitlements in place to make the numbers work, both from a density perspective, height perspective, and things of that nature. And so that's why having the right zoning in place is so key. So that's really all this is. It's a discussion item. It's not a specific project at this point. It's just really more conceptual right now about getting the city's properties more actively engaged in meeting our housing affordability goals. I think Josh might also have some thoughts on this. He's looks lonely in city council chambers today, but I think I covered most of it. But certainly welcome any other comments on this.
Yes, Councilman Appel, we were talking about this for years, identifying city-owned property. For years, we were talking about it, that we want to find out all the properties that the city owns, that we can look at it so far as affordable housing, since we own the properties. Because we have properties throughout the city of Charleston, all over the place. And so we would have to, go through really the zoning and all these other entities that you explained to see how we can kind of mitigate all this other problems that people usually run through, even that the city run through sometime, in creating these affordable housing piece. So this is something we were looking at, but we never really got into it, if you may. We talked about it. So now I think it's time for us to try to move it forward. And so that's one thing we need to work on. So we need to start getting that done and like soon as possible if we possibly can.
Well,
Anyone else want to say
Mr.
anything?
Chairman,
Yes, Mr. Mayor?
yeah, I can say there's good news on that front, and that with the help of Councilman Appel and Councilman Waring and others, frankly, Councilman Gregory, I mean, there's been a lot of people already looking into this, and staff in particular has done a spectacular job in the GIS department, along with housing with Gianna's department. Have mapped out everything that the city owns,
Right.
that the county owns, that the school district owns, that MUSC owns, that the hospital, major employers own. So we have these GIS maps, city maps that we can share and perhaps have a special presentation at the next meeting showing where all these sites are, what conversations are being had in terms of potential partnerships on how housing can go into these sites. And then, of course, too, let's not forget what we just agreed to agree with the county on 995 is another great example of a potential site that would really benefit from this proactive measure that Councilman Appel and Waring are proposing, where we go in and figure out what it's going to take to be attractive for a public-private partnership but also to protect and guarantee affordable housing on those parcels, not just for the short term, but for the long term. So it's going to take a group effort, I think. But I'm glad to say that with the hard work of staff, we've got a lot of that information compiled and are ready to start putting pen to paper on what the entitlements might be, what the incentives might be, what the heights might be. And of course, each property is going to be different. But I mean, putting some parameters together that help people, help us attract this much needed development type in the city.
Thank you. I wholeheartedly agree that we need to start doing because tomorrow we don't know what could happen, but time is not on our hands sometimes, so we have to start working on it and getting it done. So I know it's take a lot, but we have to start working on it to get it done. At least have it in place, so we can get it going. We've changed a lot down here. Anybody else have any things they want to say, Councilman Gregory?
Yeah, I just want the record to also reflect that those are recommendations that also came from Hark.
Correct. Yeah. Okay.
And was that a motion, Councilman Appel? Because if it was, I'm gonna second it.
Well,
You know what? I'd like to give you the honor if you'd like to make the motion.
I move to approve.
Thank you, and I'll happily second.
Okay, it was moving second that we look at this item and we bring it back to the next city committee with all the properties that the city owned, that we get through it with the mayor working on it also. All in favor, vote by saying we got a second. Vote by saying aye.
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 Opposes? Ayes have it. So that'll move on to the next agenda. That we'll have a presentation, I guess, with all the different properties, and we'll look at it during that time.
Hey, Mr. Chairman, just a quick question for the mayor. You didn't include the housing authority, but the housing authority would be included in this presentation in terms of properties that are owned.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So on the next meeting, on next month meeting, I think that I'm just asking if this is going to be done, we might be the only thing we can have on the agenda.
Well, we'll have the item that was deferred previously, but I think that'll be a quick discussion. But yeah, I think this will take some time to go through, and
that's what I'm saying.
I would say, Mr. Chairman, this will probably not be all buttoned up in one CD committee. So it'll probably, this is going to take a little bit of effort, and there's going to be some details that are important but need to be hashed out, and particularly with partners like the Housing Authority and others that we might be working with. So it won't be a one size fits all, but it'll be parameters that will help people and help us make informed decisions moving forward. So it's really exciting, and we'll come prepared to the next meeting to demonstrate kind of where all these parcels are and how we could potentially get to the 3,500 units, and then what we're going to need to be looking at in terms of providing entitlements, heights, things that Councilman Appel mentioned, for us to start that discussion.
Thank you. I agree wholeheartedly. We have to start working on it like yesterday. Anything else we need to bring before the committee before we adjourn? Nothing else? Everyone is satisfied so far? Meeting's adjourned.
Short meeting.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Y'all take care.
Thank you, Ross. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. Y'all be well.
All right. Take care.